Hello students, in my last video related to structure of cell, I discussed with you about the different components of cell. That cell is composed of plasma membrane, cytoplasm, different cell organelles, nucleus. After that we discussed in detail about plasma membrane and various processes like diffusion and osmosis. Today we will discuss that if we put any animal cell or a plant cell into a solution of sugar or salt, then what would happen? Okay, so the happening depend upon the type of solution. We will discuss it separately. First one is if the solution is hypotonic, means that if we dip a cell in the hypotonic solution, then what will happen? Okay, so regarding before going to discuss the result, we must know that what do we mean by hypotonic solution. A hypotonic solution is that solution in which the medium surrounding the cell has higher water content than cell. Hypo means more. If the cell is placed in such a solution in which there is higher water content, then what would happen? Means in the cell there is less water content, and outside the cell the medium contain high water content. Then what would happen? There will the gain of water by the process of osmosis. Means the cell will gain water by the process of osmosis and likely to swell up. Okay, second one is isotonic solution. Iso means equal, means the water content in the cell and outside the cell is same. If the medium has exactly same water concentration as that of cell, so this is the isotonic solution, and result will be there will be no change. Okay, third condition is if the solution is hypertonic. In hypertonic solution, the medium has lower concentration of water than the cell. Okay, if the outside medium has lower concentration of water, then what would happen? The water content from the cell comes in outward direction, means the cell will lose the water. Okay, water leaves the cell. So there are three types of solution: hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypertonic solution. Hypotonic solution is that solution in which the water content is more than that of the cell, and if the water content is more in the surrounding medium and in the cell water content is less, then the cell will absorb the water and it will swell up. Second one was isotonic solution. Iso means equal. If the water content is equal inside the cell and outside the cell, then there will be no change. Third one is hypertonic solution. Means if the medium has lower concentration of water than the cell, it means that inside the cell water content is more and outside the cell water content is less, then water from the cell will move in the outward direction. Okay, next we will discuss about the cell wall. I told you earlier when we discussed about the difference between plant cell and animal cell, that cell wall is found only in the plant cell and cover the plasma membrane. The cell wall is mainly composed of cellulose. We must know that the cell wall is composed of cellulose. And function of cell wall, it provides a definite shape, rigidity and mechanical strength to the plant cell. That's why the plant cell are hard. Plants are hard. It protects the plasma membrane of the plant cell. It permits free movement of the substances in and out of the cell, means it controls the entry and exit of the molecules. Then we will discuss about the nucleus. As our brain control our whole body, likewise the nucleus control the structure and functioning of the cell. So we can say that nucleus is the brain of cell. It is spherical or oval in shape. It is present in both plant cell and animal cell. It is surrounded by a double membrane called nuclear membrane, means the membrane or covering of the nucleus is known as nuclear membrane, and it is porous in nature. Porous means this membrane has some small pores in that. It contains a fluid called nucleoplasm. Like inside the cell there is cytoplasm. Inside the nucleus there is nucleoplasm. It also contains network of darkly stained mass of chromatin thread formed of DNA and protein, and these chromatin threads are responsible for the process of heredity because they carry the genes which move on from one generation to next generation. This DNA act as the hereditary material. Function of nucleus, as I have told you earlier, that is it is the control center of all the activity of cell. So if it is asked that we name the control center of the cell, so nucleus is the control center of the cell. Second one is it is the storehouse of genetic information. It stores the genetic information. It controls cell division. Whenever cell divide, the nucleus also divides. It helps in the transmission of character from one generation to the another generation. Next part of the cell is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a fluid-like structure which is present inside the cell. Here we will discuss two separately, cytoplasm and protoplasm. Now what is protoplasm? The living substance of the cell bounded by plasma membrane is called protoplasm. The living substance that is present inside the cell along with the plasma membrane is called protoplasm. It includes all the components of the cell except cell wall and vacuole. So if we leave the cell wall and the vacuole, then whatever the substance is present inside the cell, that is protoplasm. Then what is cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is that part of protoplasm which occupy the space between the plasma membrane and the nuclear membrane. The gap or the space between the plasma membrane or the nuclear membrane is cytoplasm.